Project-based learning is an instructional model that is designed to support our students in becoming continuous learners and build stronger skills in what we call the essential life skills. These skills include collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and professionalism. We do this through projects and problems that are as authentic and real-life applicable as we can make them. We believe that these essential life skills are vital to our learners' success in their world after high school, and it's our job to create classrooms that prepare them for whatever life they choose to lead after they graduate.
I think the real benefits for our class with project-based learning are that we're really trying to reach an authentic project at the end. Like, for example, we have a project this semester where we're going to have students actually create a scholarship for a student in need. If there were a student coming into Valley for the first time, a PBL course would be ideal because in our class, those kids get to work with each other at a deeper level than I think in any other classes that I teach. So when you're working on a project, you're actually working in a group of 3 or 4, and you really get to know the other students well.
We ensure that all of our projects or every activity that we do will be something applicable to the future. And like when you look at employers, like what they're looking for, they're not looking for who can memorize a bunch of questions for a test. They're looking at how can you communicate or how can you collaborate with others. So when kids can graduate senior year and they enter the workforce, or if they apply for college, they already can bring in these like stories of, oh, one time I did run into an issue working with another student, or I was able to seek feedback from a peer. So all of these experiences help equip them with the skills necessary to succeed right after high school.
One of the neat things to say or to see from our project-based learning classrooms is just the openness and the safety and security that our students have with one another, which comes from that collaboration and constantly working in groups. Collaboration is where we've seen the most growth in our students as far as how they work with and in their, not only in their small groups, but how they work in the classroom and then in the larger school realm too. But it's also the area that we need continuous improvement on. And that's something that they're gonna see later on in life, which I think is probably the biggest benefit regardless of everything else that they're gonna learn in the classroom, is just how do I navigate my colleagues and coworkers or my group mates. That's something that they're most likely not going to be able to escape as adults.
I've been teaching AP Environmental Science for 7 years, and the course lends itself to taking the topics that we discuss and then trying to implement them in our community. So my goal with the class is that each unit has an actual implementation project that acts as the culminating assessment for that unit. So we would start off brainstorming the information we need to gather to understand the problem that is related to the different unit, and then the end goal is to then go into our community, whether that be small scale, our building, it could be our district, but it could be just the city of West Des Moines, and implement that project and continue to carry that out over the course of the semester or the year. And the freedom of the AP Environmental Science class, but doing the problem-based, liberates me to not feel that the AP exam is what drives the course, but really the problems. And due to the nature of that, I feel like I will have the freedom to go in and try and implement things in our community, from streamside restoration and water quality monitoring to renewable energy to reducing our carbon footprint for our building or our district, collecting food waste. So all of these are topics that we explore in the regular AP Environmental Science. It's just the freedom is to now go in and be able to use class time to implement them and carry them out.
A variety of our courses are also combined courses or block courses. So in the course of a school year, a student can knock out 2 credits for their same classes. So for example, if we combine biology and chemistry into Project Biochem, they can knock out their biology and chemistry requirements in 1 school year.
So in the courses that I offer and I teach in is project-based learning Geometry B and project-based learning Algebra 2A, which is the first year being done here. And so what I try and do when I do a unit is we do a launch of a problem or project We're more basically on open-ended problems that we do. For example, in Algebra 2A, we did a unit on quadratic equations, and what we did was we modeled the flight of a basketball going through a basketball hoop, and we used quadratic equations to determine if it was going to be made or if it was going to be missed. In geometry, we did a unit on distance formula, and we incorporated the Mercy 1 helicopter, the life flight helicopter. We did a project there where we had kids. Their goal was to design a computer program using coding, using REPL, to come up with a way that would model the helicopter's distance to a scene of an accident, and they would have to calculate how much fuel was being used and like what would their height, what would their altitude have to be, and so for that we brought in one of the pilots for Mercy 1, and he spoke to the class, and the kids were able to get some more information from that way and tweaked their computer program, and it was a very fun experience.
If you haven't taken a project-based learning class yet, try one out. See what you think. If you're a hands-on kind of learner, or you like to learn in a way where you get to see how something's going to apply to the world outside these walls, and if you want the opportunity to solve problems that are more real world, project-based learning is for you.
If you're interested in learning more about the Project-Based Learning Network at Valley High School or a specific PBL course, please talk with your counselor.